folks, Kevin Towers at Canadian Energy East in Trenton, Ontario. I have with me today Randy Anderson. He's our technical guru from head office. Today we're going to be talking about spring checking your deep cycle batteries. Springtime, when you pull the battery out of the garage, get it ready to go for the fishing season. Randy's just going to go over a few things that we're going to want to check before we actually put the battery in the boat. Randy?
Good. Thank you. So one of the first things we want to do when we're pulling our battery out of storage is want to check the electrolyte levels. Now, one would assume that that should be done in the fall, that the levels were brought up. So basically you just pry the cap off gently and visually have a look. Maybe you need a flashlight in there to make sure that the levels are at least a 1/4 inch over the plates. You don't want that overfilled because when that battery charges, it's going to pump the electrolyte out of there. So a tendency is to add too much water. If you see it down below the neck, don't do that because you're going to have a mess in your battery box or in your boat or RV. So the other thing that you can do if you have a battery hydrometer, they're available in quite a few different styles. There's plastic ones, glass one, is you can check the state of charge with your hydrometer. So that's going to determine how much charging your battery needs, does it need charging, and you can move on to the next step. So any time that you're going to charge the battery, A, you want to make sure that the electrolyte levels are covering the plate, and B, make sure that they're not too full. What you're doing with this is you're measuring state of charge with the hydrometer. The other way of measuring state of charge with your battery is there's many different tools out there. This unit here simply measures and gives you a percentage of charge. This one is shown here that's 100%. There's the good old-fashioned digital voltmeter that will tell you state of charge. Now you need to know, what the voltage is on a 12-volt battery. So many think it's 12 volts. It's actually 12.6 volts on a fully charged battery. So if you have a voltmeter and you don't see 12.6 volts, if you see 12.5 or 12.4, you're going to need to charge that battery. How much you're going to have to charge it for all depends on the state of charge, and it depends on the output of your charger. So most chargers today are automatic. You can hook them up, let them do their job, and they shut off. So again, check voltage with this. So if you've charged up your battery in the off season, as well as when you put it away from the season, you're probably not going to have to charge it before putting it into service, but it's not a bad idea. Again, if you have an automatic charger, it's going to shut off, so you don't have to worry about overcharging the battery. So once you check electrolyte levels, put the caps back on. One of the things we often hear is, we take your caps off to charge batteries. Ultimately, you're going to get a mess. You're going to get electrolyte bubbling out, and you're going to have the battery wet on the top. So really, you don't need to take those caps off. They're designed to trap any vapor coming off and drip back down into the cells. So the other thing that you'll want to do is terminals. Before you put the battery into service, make sure those terminals are nice and shiny clean. So that's pretty simple. A wire brush of some sort. Some use it on a drill if they're doing a bunch of batteries. Otherwise, a standard wire brush for cleaning up the terminal. So it's important that you get a good connection on there when you're putting in the vehicle or the boat, that you're getting good voltage to the starter. And the other issue is that it's going to get charged properly while it's in service. If you've got a lot of corrosion on the terminals, what you'll probably want to do is neutralize that. There's a bunch of different neutralizing products on the market today that you can spray on and they'll turn color. Or you can use some good old-fashioned baking soda and water mixed up, and that'll neutralize all that corrosion built up on the terminals. That's a natural thing, corrosion building up on the terminals when there's a lot of cycling going on, charging and discharging the batteries. So in your deep cycle batteries, especially in a boat that you're discharging and recharging for electric trolling motors, you're gonna get corrosion build up on there. So it's not unusual. There's not really any way to prevent it unless you use some type of corrosion preventative spray and vet the case real well, which isn't easy when they're in an enclosure. So that's pretty much putting it back into service. Make sure the terminals are clean. electrolyte levels are up, give it a good charge, and you should have a good summer on water.
Perfect, that's great, Randy. Thanks for that little lesson, and folks, remember, if you have any questions or concerns, you can reach us at kevin@canadianenergyeast.ca or give us a call, 965-1837. Thank you.